What's up, ladies, thoughts, thugs, and gentlemen? We back again, and in Marvel news, Robert Downey Jr. has been named Doctor Doom. Now, whether you're for that or against that, that's your own opinion. Me, however, I love the idea because I think I figured out exactly what Robert Downey Jr. backstory, role, and what he's going to do in Doomsday. And I know what you're thinking right now. Man, how you figure all of that out just by him walking on stage? It ain't about him walking on stage. Whether it was good or bad, I've been watching all the Marvel stuff since they created this whole multiverse saga. And boy, Papa Feige has been cooking. Let me explain to you exactly why Tony Stark is going to make perfect sense as Doom when this all comes about. And hold on, don't get anxiety. This ain't even going to be a long video. And no, you don't have to watch every single Marvel show or movie to understand how this all works. You actually only got to watch about like 2 movies and maybe one of the shows or know the concept of the show. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness. The show you might need to know about is Loki, but that's only to understand the multiverse thing and how it works. If you're kind of understanding that Marvel got a multiverse, you don't need to know the gist of it. You get how multiverses go. There's different ones of different people and so on and so on. So as long as you know the concept of that, Loki introduced the multiverse in TVA, you should be fine. So first off, what do we know about Tony? One thing that we all should know from the Winter Soldier is that Tony's parents died when he was a kid and the Winter Soldier killed him. And this is a fact. His parents is dead. He grew up without them. So, keep that in mind. Second is Multiverse of Madness. And the reason is because when Doctor Strange went and met the Illuminati, he was escorted by what looked to be Ultron bots. But us, let's say comic book and Marvel fans, always was confused because those Ultron bots looked like Doom bots. So, my conclusion, without a shadow of a doubt, is that this new Tony or Victor is the Tony from that universe. He is the one that created those bots. That's why they look like Doom bots. That's probably the other chair that we didn't know about that was empty. We all thought it was Boulder and all these other people, but I'm almost sure that was Tony/Victor's seat. Now, I'm not going to go all the way into detail and all deep into comic books and all of that because that ain't what you're here for. But I will use one as a reference. Basically, there is a comic book where the incursions are taking place and the Illuminati know they're about to crash into another world. So they decide they're going to destroy that other world before it crashes into theirs. Now, what I think Marvel is doing is very, very cool. And now I hear you. What does all this mean? This still didn't answer the question, and I had to get all of that to you so that you can understand where this is going. Now, remember the 3 points. There's another Illuminati that has Doombots that wanted to kill damn near all of them, and that in the Winter Soldier, it established that as a kid, Tony's parents were killed. He did not grow up with them. Now that all of that is solidified, let's get to the meat of why Tony, no, I keep calling him Tony, Robert Downey Jr. is Victor. This Tony or Victor will be the Iron Man of that universe. But in that world, when his parents got killed by the Winter Soldier, I believe that he will be adopted by the Doom family. And that's how he will adopt the last name. I don't know if he'll still keep the money, if they're wealthy, if they're, how that will go. But I'm pretty sure that after his parents die, that he's going to get adopted by them and then eventually take on the Doom name. This is why the Fantastic Four movie is going to take place in the 60s. I think that the reason it'll be in the 60s is because they're going to change it slightly and make it that Tony was probably younger than them and inspired by them, probably knew Reed in some type of way. Reed probably helped them. And that's why Tony or Victor got this whole, I want to save the world, but in a Iron Man type of way. It always goes wrong. And if you know anything about Doom, him and Tony aren't that different when it comes to what they will do to save what they deem is their home. Like, Dr. Doom is a villain, but at the end of the day, he just trying to run Latveria, and anything that come that way, they catching them hands. And he also believed that he's the best suited to run the world because he believes he'll make it the safest. Sounds just like the Tony from the 616 universe, right? So to answer the question, Tony will be Victor because he got adopted by the Doom family in another universe when the Winter Soldier killed his parents. This universe happens to be the universe that Doctor Strange and Wanda went to when they faced the Illuminati. Now, if Tony Stark, the Tony we know, you came in our universe and killed all the Avengers, what you think Tony doing? Let's be honest. This is the same guy that went into a whole death match with Captain America and the Winter Soldier because he killed his parents under mind control, and he knew it was mind control. And what's the phrase that he said to Cap when he told him he didn't know? I don't care. So what do you think he's going to feel like when he walked back home and find out that everybody's stretched? Mr. Fantastic Spaghetti now. Fucking Captain Britain is in half. Shit, you know, they black Captain Marvel might still be alive. I don't think no statue killed her. And that might be how he found out everything. Maybe they, you know what I mean? And I don't think Mordor was dead either. So basically, this new Victor / Tony come home, see his joint is shambles. Robots everywhere, people dead. Now Mordor or Captain Marvel get up and tell him, yo, it was this Scarlet Witch bitch from the 616 universe and she killed everything, dog. We ain't got nothing now. I believe because of that action, that Tony / Victor will decide to bring an incursion to 616. Just the same way he figured out time travel when he had to get the Avengers back, the same way he made it back to Earth when he had to get off of that planet Titan, Tony finds a way. And when he's determined and want revenge, he finds a way. So if he wanted to get to the 616 universe, and he's thinking the same way Tony does irrationally and wants to destroy the whole universe, I think the reason that Mr. Fantastic even said anything about the incursions to Doctor Strange is because that's what Doctor Doom gonna do. He gonna hit 616 with a whole incursion, and that's why it's called Doomsday. Because I think Victor will have an infinity or some type of friendship with Mr. Fantastic, because I think that's gonna be why he got in the hero business. So to put the answer all in a timeline like format so you understand the gist of it, I believe that the new backstory for this Victor / Tony will be Tony's parents get killed by the Winter Soldier. He's adopted by the Doom family. He somehow meets Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four along this way around in the 60s, and this puts him on his hero path. But at some point, they're going to form the Illuminati, and after a while, Wanda will come and kill them all. And this will make Tony / Doom decide to throw a whole incursion at the 616 universe. And I think that as this is happening, whether it's the Beyonder or Victor just decides that, you know, this is too far, he will somehow use the power of the Infinity Gauntlet or Beyonder to make Battle World and make Secret Wars, which will inevitably make him save the universe. And the reason I think it has to be Robert Downey Jr. is because by the end of Secret Wars or the end of Doomsday, Victor will wind up saving the universe and making Battle World. And I think that will be like an absolute point where this character always saves the universe from destruction. Like Tony saved it from Thanos, I think Victor will save the entire universe and make a new one from the Incursions or Beyonders. Whatever comes in Doomsday, I think just like he's hit them with the I Am Iron Man, that man always has to save the universe. Like, it has to be him. And that's what I think they meant when they said no other person can be this Victor. Whether we get a new one, this Victor has to be Tony for the story to make sense and to make the revenge arc be an old moment for the whole crowd. But that's just what I think. What do you think? Put it in the comments. And thanks for watching.